everybody.
We just
I know.
I
was just saying hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Persephone Studios, Studio Day number whatever the heck, because we've lost count. We're here with Scott Rogers, creator of Rayguns and Rocketships, and the second game we'll be playing today, Pantone as well. And we're clearly going to start with Rayguns and Rocketships. So thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. Go tell your friends and stuff. Towards the end of this game, we will be giving away, or probably after the game, because that would be weird to interrupt. After the game, we'll be giving away a copy of Rayguns and Rocketships to one of you. So yay!
Yeah, and thank you so much for being part of our Perception to Partner push that we did for this whole month. We've sent in the application. The application's in. We achieved the 75 plus average, even though in the path to partner it doesn't quite reflect that.
Nope.
But so we don't know how that works, how that's calculated. But we literally got up. It was the highest we got up to 74.28.
Yeah.
So we were like a quarter of a point
Thanks
of a viewer.
Josephine. Thank you.
We're a quarter of a viewer away from getting that, but it should be fine. I don't think that check mark's gonna make that much difference. So thank you so much for doing that for us, and that's it.
Ooh.
Subs all the way. Oh, that's what that noise was.
Yeah.
Got it.
Thank you, Planet Bob. Thank you, Shido Hari, for the subs. Thank you very much. Yay. Good job. Cool. So let's dive in. What are we playing?
All right. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Scott Rogers. I am a game designer. I'm the game designer of this game, Rayguns and Rocketships. Just to give you a little background on Rayguns and Rocketships, I worked in video games for 25 years, but I always loved board games. And because video games, when you turn off the power, they're just very, very shiny coasters.
Right.
But board games are physical things, right? With physical pieces that fly everywhere. So all types of fun stuff. I love the toy nature of board games, and so I wanted to make something that really kind of reminded me of the toy type games that I played growing up. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and he asked me kind of a question like, if you could work on any type of license or something, what would you choose? And I said, I want to do Star Wars, because I am a big Star Wars fan. And he looked at me very skeptically, and he went, you should make your own darn Star Wars. And so I did. I ended up making my own darn Star Wars. It's Rayguns and Rocketships is kind of my love letter to all the cool things of the 1930s sci-fi, like Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers and pulp magazines and things like that, and it's a real thing now. I mean, it started as kind of this wish to make something cool, and yay, here it is. So hopefully now all of you can enjoy it as well. So the game itself is a skirmish game. So much like if you've played the skirmish mode in Imperial Assault, or even games like X-Wing, or other combat-related games. All these Star Wars references, right? I'm not ripping them off. I'm just doing my own thing. And in it, we are each playing a Planeteer faction. So this universe, everybody has kind of been at war at each other. They all are kind of pissed off at each other. Can I say pissed off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're so comfortable.
Okay. All right. I'll keep it down to the But all the Planeteers are all very mad at each other because of different events that are part of the backstory of the game. And so each of us are this different group with our own rocket, which is represented by a rocket ship on the game board, as well as the interior of the ship, which is here, these game maps. So there are 4 Planeteer factions, which we will each be playing. You are playing the Star Pirates. Ooh. And the Star Pirates they used to be the military in the galaxy, but they've decided there's more money in being pirates, and so they have all the good weapons. They essentially left and said, we're taking all the good guns with us.
Sweet.
This fella here is playing the Zard. They are lizard men, and they are all very honorable. They fence and they're sword fighters, but they're also starting to kind of backslide back into their barbaric ways. So occasionally they might eat each other in order to get more power or something like that. Cool. I am playing the Astro Rangers. They are kind of like the French Foreign Legion, or the sheriffs of the galaxy. They're kind of the very traditional Flash Gordon-y type of characters. They're very fast. And then you are playing the Blarg.
Yes.
And the Blarg are horrible invaders from another galaxy who have kind of seen all the turmoil that's going on and said, let's have some fun and let's mind control some people. Yay. So each of us have our our own particular advantages. It's an asymmetrical board game, and that's represented by two things. One, we each have a card that's two-sided that represents our captain characters. So you'll notice that there's two different sets of stats. They're all different powers. So you might want to take a second to familiarize with yourself with those and see what abilities, because you're only going to be using one of the sides during the game, right? To represent. All right, this is my version of Jesse Ventura, who is the Jesse Novastar, who is the captain of the Astro Rangers. I'm going to pick the side that is very shooty to kind of help compensate for their speed, but her other side is a really good pilot side. And like I said, the two different sides. One, like in the case of the Fanglard, the Zard captain, one side is very sword fighty and the other is more commandy. I think yours is shooty and the other is sword fighty, and then yours is like mind control and movement, I think, or something like that. The other thing that though gives us the asymmetry in the game are these deck of cards, and you'll notice that go ahead and pick up the cards and take a look at them. You'll notice that on the faces of the cards there are two types. There are ones that have stars in the upper corner, and ones there's the stars here, and then ones that don't have stars. So the ones without stars, those are kind of the basic commands. So you'll notice there are things like forward and turn port and turn starboard. And we all have, for the most part, we all have the similar cards, although the Star Pirate ship is a little cantankerous and it actually has trouble turning right. So that's to help compensate with some of its other strengths, which are on the map of the ship itself. So, for example, the Star Pirate ship actually has 7 slots for guns, where the other ships only have 6, with the exception of the Zard Saucer, which has 5. Now, so they get a lot of guns because they're shooty, but they don't start off with all of them to begin with. They can add them in. The Blarg Saucer has 5 because this center gun actually allows them to shoot 360 degrees. Right? So that's represented by there's a gun at the bottom of the model there as a little belt, like a belly turret. We just have a little bit more standard ships, but we have other cool things we can do. So what we want to do is set the regular cards aside for a second and look at your star cards. So these are the ones that have stars in the upper corner, and these are our special abilities. Most of these abilities are not shared within the other Planeteer factions, with the exception of maybe 2 of them. One is the call for reinforcements, which allows us to, if we ever get low on guys, we can play this to bring more guys back into play. And then I think a few of us have the welding the door, which allows us to kind of seal off our ship from invaders, because part of the game is flying our rocket ships around on this star map, and we're going to use those by programming in cards, much like if you guys played Robo Rally or the X-Wing miniatures game, where you guys kind of plan in, but we plan in 3 cards at a time. And so that's going to run us through actually 3 rounds of play for each of us. And you're going to start with one of these star cards. So go ahead and pick one that either sounds really cool or has the coolest picture or something like that. Or if you have the time to read them, you can do that as well. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this guy right here. But you don't want to share these cards. You want to keep it a secret. The rest of them we're going to put aside into a deck, and which I call the world's slowest deck builder. And
How many cards are we picking up?
So we're going to have all of our standard non-star cards and one star card that you get to choose for yourself.
I'm going to stop here for a second.
Yeah.
Ryan, we're having the issue where when we went to the top camera, it was getting that wobbly sound. Remember, I think there was audio coming in from there. It happened last time.
Interesting.
And while we break, thanks Barking Darrow and Kirk and Corey for the
I think you
subs.
just turned off the audio on the camera.
Much appreciated.
So we're going to take care of that audio issue just now. So give us 1 second.
Live television, folks. This is what happens.
Ryan holds my mic.
Oh no! My mic fell on the ground. So yeah,
That took me way too long.
it's just when it's the overhead. Okay, yeah, we had that same issue last time, and Ryan knows how to fix that quickly, I think.
Danny Art Ryan.
Yes.
All right. Instead of calling you guys.
That dude.
That dude. That guy.
Okay. I got my cards.
Sweet. I'm shuffling it.
And do we shuffle these?
Yeah, you can shuffle them if you want. You're going to be drawing them through various means over the course of the game. Cool. but you also want to keep in mind that they get added in slowly, but you can play, like once you get them, when we program, we can add them in, right?
Sure.
Okay, do you want me to keep going, or?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Okay.
So you'll notice, just take another look at the cards, that's your hand. You're gonna notice that at the bottom, there are these little lightning bolts, and these represent action points. And so they're represented by these, this cup of little action points here. So as you are programming in your card and revealing them, you are going to get action points to help you do additional things in the game. So moving your, just to kind of to break it down, there are 3 phases of gameplay per player, and essentially we cycle around. Everybody is going to move their ship based on the card they program. Then we're going to see if anybody can shoot at each other, and then we do a crew phase, which involves moving the crew around, fighting, boarding each other's ships, things like that. And the action points drives the actions during that 3rd crew phase. They're not used for the other 2 phases at all. So, but essentially these are things that you can save up. You can bank, you can spend them whenever you want, but once they're spent, they go away, and you have to kind of earn more. So like I said, the way that the play is going to work. So let's before we start moving stuff around, let's set up our ship. So we have these little ray gun tokens, and you're going to plug those in for Art and myself. It's going to be easy. We're just going to put 1 in on each of these glowing red arrows.
Okay.
For Ryan, he's going to have to pick which one of the slots he wants to not have anything in for the moment.
Okay.
I'm actually going to slide here. I think I shorted myself a ray gun, so I'm going to have my little stash here.
I think I have
okay, great. Yeah, and you're gonna have only 5. All right. So the way that the ray guns are manned is when we are selecting where our crew goes. If you want to show that a crew member is shooting the gun, you're just going to place them right here on top of the ray gun to say, all right, this guy is being shot. Now the reason why, so the guns when they fire, they can do 2 things. They have just enough AI. They have kind of the AI of the equivalent of like an old 2011 automatic camera. Yeah. So they're not super smart, and they tend to lose focus very easily. So when you're attacking with a ray gun just by itself, I call it a robot ray gun, you're going to roll an attack die, and it only hits on a 1 through 50%, 1 through 4. So it's not that great. But when you put a dude on it, you hit on a. Wait, give me the rules. Well, it's been a while since I've played. I want to say you hit on a. I think you miss only on an 8, but let me double check that, just to make sure. We have a nice illustrated rule book, by the way. Lots of illustrations of how to do stuff. And
Thank you so much for that hardliner for fixing that for us. I appreciate it.
hang on, I got it.
I have
a abandoned ship going on here. All right. So for shooting, that's right. A successful hit on a ray gun is on a 7 or 8. If it's not manned, if it is manned, it is a 5 through 8. So your odds increase significantly if you have a person on it. You also add 1 to the range, and the regular range for a unmanned gun is 2. So if Art is here and I am here on the board, I can hit him with my unmanned. But if he's here, I can't. It's too far out of range. But if I have a guy on the gun, then I can shoot at him. Right, and siding matters. So depending on where your guys are on your which side of the rocket ship, then we're going to have to determine. We use the front of the ship to kind of say, all right, there's the front of the ship. Nice. There's the front of the map. We have to figure out, all right, I only have 1 dude on a ray gun here on my ship. So I'm gonna, if it's in range for these 2, if he's close, I can hit him. But if not, in this scenario, I would only be able to hit with shoot with 1 of the guns. Right, so I would only roll 1 die. Cool. Otherwise, I would roll with all 3 and calculate the results. All right, let's talk about moving the ship. So these are star nodes. So when it says move your star node, 2 or 3 or whatever, you're going to do that. But you always have to execute the move on the card, the command first, which is, so let's say it moves forward 2. But then if you have a crew member on your engine, so most ships have 2 engines, you are able to add 1 to your movement as kind of a free thing, like they're stoking the engines to get a little more juice out of it. If you have a crew member on a cockpit, you can rotate your ship as a move, right? So this allows me to get a little bit more maneuverable, right? I have somebody actually driving, with sentience driving the ship, so I can, if I have a move of 2, I can rotate in that because I have the pilot on the ship. Cool. Also, several of the star cards require a crew member to be on a certain location. So for example, Jesse here, there's an ability that if the crew member is on the cockpit, I can do like a barrel roll, which then if anybody shoots at me, they just miss because I'm doing fancy maneuvering. So the other spots on the board that are on the ship map that are interesting are this boomerang shape, which is your control panel.
Okay.
So when you're on the control panel, this allows you to operate different the star cards, but it also gives you an additional ability, which is to open all of your airlocks at once at the cost of 1 action token. Okay. So the yellow kind of safety striped areas here are your airlocks, and normally if somebody is there to open this door, it costs 1 action point to open. They're like big submarine doors, right? So you have to kind of open them and get out. But if let's say I want to get more of my crew into space more cost effectively, I would have a crew member on the control panel. I would press the button for an action point, and now I can eject everybody who is on the spot into outer space, right? And now they all end up 1 space away from the ship, and now they're flying around on their jetpacks. So the way that crew members work is they're natural. Each of these little minis have kind of 2 natural abilities that don't cost action points. They get a movement of 2, so I can go 1, 2, or I can go 1, 2. I can move diagonally within the ship. I can move diagonally on the map, and then I get a free attack. And attack is only a sword to sword, a circuit sword is the weapons they carry. And they have to be adjacent to fight with circuit swords. And the way that you would do that is one of us is the attacker, and one of us is the defender. So you're the defender, I'm the attacker. Okay. So we're going to sword fight on guard. So if I rolled higher, I would have done damage to you. And each of these little guys, the regular crew member, are very fragile. They only have 1 hit point. So if I stab, boop, he's dead, he's out of the game. I get a point for killing a crew member of an enemy crew. However, because you had rolled higher than I did, you got a 4, I got a 2, you successfully blocked my attack. Now, if I had rolled a 4, we would do a move in fencing called a riposte. And so what a riposte is that you are now the attacker, I am the defender. So you roll that dice, I roll, and there's a free action. You don't have to pay for it. Oh, and now you just stabbed me and killed me, and you got the point instead. Cool. And I've seen the riposte actually go on about 3 or 4 times in a row. It actually feels like they're kind of fencing when they do it. The other way, though, you'll notice that they're also holding a little neuralizer pistol, is that you can shoot at a range. So you can be at a range of 2 spaces away and shoot at a target. But if the player spends a action token, they can dodge out of the way and not get hit by the attack. Okay. Right. So you have to weigh you want to get the character in the right situation where a player is maybe exhausted their action points to start shooting at them. Right. Yeah. And then there are certain characters like I think for example. Jessie has a cracked shot, so she can shoot at range combat attack of 4 spaces away, right? So she has a slightly better shooting ability on this side of her character. All right, so the next thing to keep in mind is is the hatch. So this little hatch here, this kind of door with a flywheel on it, this allows you to do a couple of things. So when you roll, these ships are a little cantankerous, so you have to successfully open the door first. So it's a 50% chance that you open it. Hey, it was lubed up today, so I open it up. Now I can either draw a star card, or I can replace a ray gun. So this is how Ryan, you're going to be able to add a gun to your extra spot by going to the hatch and pulling a rain gun out, and then immediately just goes into this spot.
Got it.
The way that you can lose these ray guns is when you are shooting at your enemy. Before you do your dice roll, you have to declare: am I shooting for the ship or am I shooting for the gun? Because you can now blow up the gun. So if you blow up a gun, you get a point. This is another way to get points. If you have a crew member on the gun and you get a success, it is up to the owner of the ship to say: am I going to lose the guy or am I going to lose the gun?
Got it.
Right. So that you have a little bit of a hard choice to make there, and then. And if you have no guns left on that side, you're going to have to go back to the hatch and try and get some more. It's like the trunk of your car.
I love it.
All right, and then finally, I'm trying to think of what else there is. There's a first player token that looks like a little ray gun. This is going to shift every turn. So when we do our set of actions, so that move, shoot, crew, then that's going to move clockwise, and so that way everybody gets a chance to get some priority.
Awesome.
You can also blow up a ship, but it's very hard to do. You have to get, so these are blast tokens, and blast tokens get placed on ships where there's damage. They represent fire, when you get, I believe it is 6 on a ship, the ship blows up, and the player gets you get 3 points for blowing up a rocket ship, but if you have any action tokens left, you can spend them to shoot your guys into space, so they essentially abandon ship rather than blow up with the ship, right? And then blast tokens can be placed on locations to disable them, but you have a little fire extinguisher, so if you spend a action token, you can extinguish a blast on a location and then reuse it again. You cannot put blast tokens on guns to disable them. Anywhere there's not a token or a guy is where, so you can't go, I kill your guy with a blast. Nah, you got to blow them up with the, otherwise everybody would have no crew left and it would be no fun. The other thing though that you can do is, speaking of crew, is when you get them out into space, let's say I want to board our ship here. So I have to do an attack. So part of my attack move, I roll. If I have a 50% chance of cutting my way in, I did not get in, but let's say I rolled a 5. I cut myself in. Now I can put myself into any hatch on this ship here, and now we can engage in shooting and hand-to-hand combat. So it's a good way to get points to jump on a ship and fight each other. The other thing you can do is sabotage these tokens. So if you do an attack and you have your, once again, your 50% attack rate, I blew that one, but let's say I got it, I can destroy a gun and I can just start blowing my way up through the ship and be a general nuisance to everybody.
Nice.
The captains themselves, let's talk about them. They do everything a normal crew can do, so they can put out fires, they can operate all the different locations, but they have 3 hit points instead of 1.
Okay.
But whenever you put a blast token on this card, you lose that ability. So they become wounded and they're a little less strong. If you kill a captain by putting 3 tokens on them, oh no, poor Jessie is dead, she is worth 3 points for whoever defeated them.
Okay.
And then the last way to score points is when you play your hand of cards, like as we reveal our cards, and when a star card is played at the end of playing 3 cards, we're going to draw all the non-star cards back into our hand, and we're going to discard the star cards from play, but the star cards are each worth 1 victory point. So using star cards is encouraged because not only they give you good things, but they also give you points to win the game.
Sweet.
And generally, it is in the basic game, it is a last man standing. Right, we're all trying to kill each other. The other way we could do it is we can pick a point value. Normally, 12 is kind of the average point value. So whoever reaches 12 first, that's the end of the game. You can, of course, increase or decrease that however you desire. If you want a shorter or longer game. The third way to play the game is this, and we have a whole book of episodes, and these are scenarios that are they have more storytelling in them, and they use these guys right here, which are some really cool tokens. And we have things like asteroids that if you collide into them, they will do damage to your ship. We have these little war robots that can be plugged in as crew members, so you can plug them into a gun or a location, and they become, you don't have to have a person there, they automatically work. We have a data tape that may or may not hold the plans to a planet-killing device that we can fight over. Matter of fact, I think that would be a fun one for us to do. We can kind of play capture the flag with that one. That is worth, I believe it's worth 5 points at the end of the game, so it's very valuable. And then the other thing we have is this little princess Persephone, and when we did the Kickstarter, we actually had a model for her that turned out really cool. She is a damsel in distress, but when she gets rescued, she actually becomes the best character in the game, and she's like faster and stronger and smarter. But the other thing is she refuses to fight because it's above her or below her. Sorry. So she is really great at commanding everybody. Essentially, she becomes the captain of the team and is a great character. And then we have mines that can. They also double as bombs, so you can put them on ships, and they have a little timer. First they start out green, then they go to red, and then they blow up and do damage and stuff like that. So, so there's 10 different episodes in this game. Everything from these capture the flag things to there's one gameplay scenario where it's a race where you're kind of racing from planet to planet, to another one that you completely don't use the ships at all, and you're actually all fighting hand to hand in outer space. And there's cool. And the different tokens do different things for that. So yeah, I wanted to make a game that was very simple to kind of get into and quick, but you know, once you play it a few times, and particularly after you've tried, you know, maybe all the different Planeteer factions, I wanted to say, well, I still want people to keep, you know, having reason to play the game. So by my estimation, you can play this game about 18 times and never have the same experience.
Awesome.
So, you know, how many times do you play your game 18 times, right?
Yes.
I don't. I'm lucky if I play most of my games like 3 or 4 times, right? So, all right, so that's the basics of the game. I know it's a bit, but as we go, we will kind of clarify. So the first thing to do is determine where your crew goes. And so go ahead and place all your little crew members and captain on the different spots of your ship.
So I just wanted to say thank you to Crooked Corey. Just donated a bunch of subs to our show.
Yay!
Corey.
Yeah.
A bunch.
And then a couple of subs, resubs, like Guy Ka. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Thank you so much.
Where to go, right? So remember, engines give you +1 to your movement. Cockpit allows you to rotate 45 degrees. Putting guys on guns will give you an increased range and percentage. Airlock will allow you to get out into space and onto other guys' ships. The control panel gives you a cheap way to get those guys out there, as well as do other functions with star cards. And the hatch allows you to get either a gun or an extra star card for programming.
Which one's the airlock?
The one that has the big flywheel on it. So that guy right there, yeah.
And then for these, so if I had 2 on this, that's 2 extra movement, or just
It's 2, plus 2 to your movement. So yeah, there's opportunities to increase your speed and whatnot. So I'm going to put out the data tape here, and I'm also going to put out a little ring of asteroids here. So if we bump into these when we're navigating, we're going to take a point of blast damage on our ship. So we want to not bump into those guys, because those will cause trouble. So we have to kind of navigate our way around. All right. So what we're going to do simultaneously is we're going to pick up our hand of cards that we had. That's my star cards. All right, and we're going to program in 3 cards face down.
Have you guys even started yet?
We're on it.
Because I've heard a lot of rules.
Yeah, there are a lot of rules. I apologize,
There's no starting.
But don't worry. Once the game gets going, it will pick up.
I was taking a nap. But now I'm just watching. All right. I've got my cards programmed in. I don't like this guy. Look, he's shooting me.
Yeah, be careful.
I don't like him. He's very mean.
Shooting you in the nose.
Yeah. What? Now he's going from a mouse. Hey, get back up. Don't go down there.
Right. Maybe the laser is peppermint flavored.
Maybe.
So which?
Nobody's really tried to taste the laser, have they? How do we know what they taste like?
Sure.
It's very difficult to taste.
3 locked.
So he's in front of me.
All right. So once you've picked your 3,
looking down
you need
here.
some.
When you says turn, it's just like if I go forward and then I turn, I just turn in place, right?
Yeah.
And then I have to go forward.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the ship models have a little arc in the front to help you with the front is always where the arc is, and then you'll notice that there's little 45-degree arrows. That's also going to help you when you're determining range. We'll talk about range for shooting when we get to that.
Okay.
Ah, it's the Willow Show. Everybody, I'm Willow.
There's a willow in the middle of outer space.
I'm so cute, look at me.
How can you breathe?
Okay.
I'm adorable.
Survives on cuteness alone.
I do. I get comfortable.
No, why?
Because accident.
You want your mic back?
I'm gonna adjust my chair.
Oh my god. We run a tight ship.
Consummate professionals.
I had technical
Never.
things to take care of.
Everybody's very busy.
Yep.
All right.
I like being just
All
a
right,
little
so
head.
let's go ahead
That's
and
funny.
we're going to simultaneously reveal our first card.
Okay.
Okay.
So, all right, so mine that I revealed is turn port. So that means I'm going to...
Turn left.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Willow. I'm going to turn my ship to the left, and I also get 2 action tokens for doing that. So I'm going to put those here. I'm not going to spend them yet. I'm saving my action tokens. So now it is your turn to do what your command card
Might
says.
just move forward 1 space.
Yep.
So that's halfway across, right?
No, it's all the way to
All the way to the next
the
step
node, and you have guys on your engines,
here.
so
Yeah.
you can move up to 2 more. Now, do you want to go into that
I will
asteroid?
go 1 more.
Okay.
Go to there.
All right.
That's my
And then I get
And then you get 2 action tokens. Yep. All right, Ryan, your turn.
Okay.
Follow the bouncing head.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's... okay. That's my hand.
All right, so what card?
the card I
All right.
Okay, so forward. 1. And then I've got 2 guys on my
Well,
engines, right?
yeah, you go forward 1, and you can go up to 2 more.
Okay.
Yep. And then you get 3 action tokens for that move.
Right.
That's a good one.
Uh-oh. You're way too close to that already. Time to
I
play,
don't
buddy.
know what you're talking about.
Now, Art, your turn. What did you
I
program?
went forward 1.
Okay, and do you have guys on your engine? Nope, no guys on your engine.
Which
Those
is
things
my
that look like hair dryers.
Oh, yeah, so 1. Which is good because I wouldn't want to keep going forward.
That's what we kit bash the models out of is hair
Yeah,
dryers. And then you get how many action tokens?
1.
Just 1 for that. Yep. Okay, so now we're on the shooting. So this gets set aside, right? We're just putting that aside. And now we're in the shooting phase. So we're going to determine if anyone is within range of shooting. So remember,
The shooting phase is the best phase.
it's where a lot of action happens.
That's good.
So I'm going to look at my ship, and I look at my range, and I have guns that are manned and guns that are unmanned. But the problem is, nobody is near me to shoot. So I check my little radius, and the way that you check your range is that
got real small.
this little X here on the base shows the arc of the shooting.
It's
So
teeny.
it's not just a straight line; it's actually in a fan shape, right? And actually, the further away a ship is, the wider an arc you actually have to shoot. So if, let's say, if somebody were here, I'd be able to hit them because it draws a line from the base of the X. And if the map actually went this way. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. The outer space is surrounded by a horrible crushing void. So if you ever accidentally drive off, it's not like asteroids where you'll come back on the other side. You'll actually take a point of damage to your ship and you kind of bounce off of the perimeter of the world. So
Do that, Danny Montu. Don't do that.
yeah, no turtling in this game.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and check. So now, unfortunately, the asteroids, they represent a field of asteroids, so you can't get a clear shot. So even though you have a gun that would be able to shoot in range at the blue guy, well, actually, he's still in range, though, right? Because of, look at the arc.
Yeah.
So you have a man on that, and you can go up to 3, right? So you can actually hit anything within that big arc, right?
Beautiful.
And do you have anyone that is in a line for that is designated by the marks on the map?
No.
No, you don't. So that asteroid is preventing you from shooting at the.
Me too.
Yeah, I know.
Once
Cars are
again,
going
once.
on.
You're safe.
I don't like this
Is there
man.
anyone else you can shoot at?
No.
Not right now. So unfortunately, you're not quite in position yet.
Can you move me closer to Danny? This guy's blocking me.
All right.
I don't like
So
Thank
your
you.
shooting is over
That's
because there's nothing you can do.
You're farther away,
So
farther away.
Ryan, what is your? What did you have anything you can shoot at though?
I don't.
Well, you do though, because actually you don't have something blocking it, right? Because look at the way that the arc is going, right?
Farther away.
So you actually do have a shot at Danny.
That is good. Thank you, Kenny.
Do you see? You guys see the visual arc that's being created? Look at the X on the base, and then draw an imaginary arc out from that side of the ship.
So this way and
Yeah.
Dang.
So he falls
Oh, I
with
went out of my
Danny
box.
does fall within that
That's the
arc,
end.
right?
All right. Cool.
So you can. So you have, but you
That's
only
how you
have that's that side. So you have one man gun,
Okay.
and Danny is how many away from you? So he's two, technically two. So all of your guns that you have on that side can shoot at him.
All
right?
of them?
Yeah, so you have one unmanned. So let's do this. Let's say this is the unmanned. That's
Okay.
going to be a 7 or 8, and this is the man. That's going to be a 5 through 6. 5 through 8 is success.
Okay.
There's a lot of numbers.
That's one.
I don't know them.
Nope, that's none actually.
none,
Yep,
actually.
he missed with
Oh,
both.
great.
Because he
Sorry,
needed
I almost made
he needed a 5 through 8 on the red and a 7 or 8 on the black. All right, and that's why we give you the different colored die is to help you distinguish between
Got it.
that kind of stuff.
That was a warning shot.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, your turn. Any any other shooting you can do?
I could probably. I think they're the same distance.
Well, you are, but what do you have in the way is the asteroids, right?
Asteroid.
Yeah,
So yeah. Otherwise,
you are blocked. Okay.
Good.
So Art, it is your turn. Can you shoot at anybody?
I still don't understand which arc we're talking about.
So you're going to be looking at the sides of the ship
It's a
because your
tiny-
guns are only along the sides, right?
tiny-
So they're pretend like there's
it's
little
okay.
tiny guys in here, and they're going to be shooting out, right? So you unfortunately you don't have a front-facing gun like Star Pirates do. So and you have an asteroid in the way anyway, right?
Okay.
So there's nobody that you can shoot at right now. So
Okay.
what we need to do is maneuver ourselves. Usually the first turn there's a little bit of maneuvering around, and then the shooting generally
Okay.
starts.
I like-
All right, so we're done with the shooting phase. So now we're in the crew phase, and the crew phase allows us to move any of our guys to, so like for example, if I go, you know what, I kind of want this guy to be on this gun, so I can move up to 2, and remember I can go diagonally. So I'm gonna go move her here, I'm gonna move this guy over here, I'm gonna move this guy over here, I'm gonna keep the guy in the
Yeah,
cockpit here, I'm gonna keep the guy in the control panel here, I'm gonna keep the guy on the gun here, so I'm done with my crew movement. That's just my normal movement. If I wanted to move, let's say she was here and I want to get all the way across my ship, I would go 1, 2, but I'm like, well, I'm not, I want to get a little further. I could spend an action token to recharge this character, and I could go boop, boop, and then I'm like, well, but I'm still not where I want to be. I could spend my other one and get her on that gun, right? It's kind of an expensive move to make, but maybe it will help me strategically. The other thing, though, that gets recharged is the attack. But the thing with the attack is if I like recharged boop, 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 that doesn't mean I have 3 attacks. It just means my opportunity to attack has been recharged. So I would still only get 1 attack. This is to kind of keep things from getting exploitive. Although, if let's say this was a bad guy and I attack and then I want to spend and recharge, I actually could go and attack a different target. Right,
Okay.
so I can chain attacks, but it has to be in the right circumstances.
Remind me what the little chair and then this one does.
So the control panel will allow you to operate certain star cards, as well as for 1 action token, open the hatches that will get guys out into space. The cockpit allows you to rotate your ship for free, 45 degrees angle to the port or starboard.
Oh,
So that way, as you're flying, like you don't want to fly into this rock, right?
Let's play
So
with
because you have a
there.
captain on a cockpit, you could first first you have to do the command on the card, so you might still end up running into the rock, right?
Okay.
Depending on how you
just
program your
very
commands,
close
but
to
then
this
you'll be able to maneuver and
and that's as
Wait,
freely
wait.
as I want to.
that is during the movement phase.
Movement phase,
right?
yeah.
As long as you have a guy there.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
That's too
All right.
far.
So now so I've done my crew. I've moved my guys. So Danny, go ahead and move your crew. Do you want to move anything? Once again, usually the first turn you don't.
Yeah, I'm
because
good.
you kind of put everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. What about you?
maybe move this guy. Let's see.
Are they playing?
Well, you got
That's
tiny, Willow.
amazing.
What happened to you?
Kenny made me little.
Wow.
Gosh. It's like Mike TV. What the hell?
Yeah,
He
can
used
we-
his
can we make her
magical
just a little bigger?
powers.
Is that actual size?
But I was covering the whole game.
We can put you by Danny.
No, I don't want to be
Yeah.
right
Come
there. No, I don't want to be there. I like being right here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Just a little
I like it here. I like on the other screen. The other screen is better.
Because you're a
The
monster.
overhead, because look how cute I am. And I can see things because they're not behind me.
Hey,
It's
Willow,
much better.
do you play a lot of board games?
No.
No? Why not?
Because I don't have very good thumb movement.
What about like party
Yeah.
games like charades or something?
No, not charades either. I like to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, awesome.
Because it's a lot of talking
Yep.
and a lot of murder.
Okay, that's good. Murder's
She
murder's
does like
fun.
to kill things.
Yeah.
I like to murder all the things in Dungeons and Dragons. Yep.
What is the largest thing you've murdered in Dungeons and Dragons?
Danny, help me.
You just sort of you got killed by a boulet. You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't survive it.
Yeah, no, I did not survive. I tried.
absorbed.
Got absorbed by a bullet.
Oh dear.
A
And then,
bullet.
we've killed some things. I don't remember. What's
Yeah,
that big? Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's time to
All
invest.
the murder just kind of goes
all one
together.
thing.
It's all one thing.
It all blurs together.
Yeah.
Same happens to me too.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, so you moved your guys, Ryan?
I moved a guy. Yes.
All right, so are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I
All
have
right, so Art, it's your turn. Do you want
Yeah,
to
I
move
don't think I
anybody?
should. No, I think-
All right. So what happens is we're now on to the second
I like this.
phase of this. So now Danny becomes the first player. So now we're all going to simultaneously reveal our cards again,
That's our ship, the purple ship.
but Danny gets to go first.
All right. So I'm gonna rotate my saucer 45 degrees. Pew, to the left. I get two of
You
these.
think Art would be the blue ship?
I was gonna, but then Ryan sat in front of me
But
when I was
he's
walking to the
No.
seats.
Are you?
I literally headed that way, and you
The
went,
green
nope.
ship.
And you sat
Are
down
you
and
a
just-
blue player? Is
Yeah.
that your?
That's how that went down.
Yeah. How about you, Ryan? Do you have a color? Stealing blue. That's your
Purple's
color.
purple your color?
Purple's my color.
How about you, Danny? What do you normally play?
But this is my place.
Any game.
Any game?
Yeah.
Colors.
Oh, colors? Yeah, green. If I can get green, I'm always
It's
happy.
always green.
Yeah.
I have no preference.
Six, right?
It saves a lot of
I like
arguments.
this, the way that this character is set up.
All right, so Danny, you moved your ship and you got your action points?
So Manly might ask, so the board in front of it is is the interior of the ships.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the interior of the ships. That's what's happening in outer space.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is space. This is Ryan's ship.
Yep.
Take your time.
This up here, that's Art's ship.
Yep. There's our.
That's the other guy's ship.
Yep. Scott.
And that my hand goes into the void.
Yeah. Exactly. Careful! Don't go into the crushing void. Ah.
Okay.
All
Wanna
right.
see my hand disappear? Ah!
So Ryan, did you move your ship?
I have not yet.
Okay.
But
Can
that's
I-
Danny's.
So, do I use a card?
Yeah. You flip the second card that you programmed.
Forward.
All right.
Oh, that's Danny's.
So now you move forward one.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right, but now you have to get out into space to pick that up. You don't just have like a little claw to pull that into your ship, right? You have to get those
my
guys
elbows,
out into
So my next
to
turn.
pick it up. Yeah, and it takes a it
love
counts
the void.
essentially as an action to pick up the object. But so it becomes like capture the flag, right? You capture it, and if you get it back into your ship and plug it into your control panel, that boomerang shape, then you will get the 5 points
That's better.
for scoring. All right.
Okay.
But we can fight over this. We can each get 5 points if we get it away, plug it into our own control panel.
Okay.
All right. So there's a way that the points will escalate up. All right. So was that it for your mode? Did you get your action points?
No, I haven't. I get 2.
I get 12. I get 12 action points. I took so many actions. I pointed.
12 willow points.
I pointed at things. I got
right.
very big and very small.
Art, you want to move
Very
your
good.
ship?
Yeah. I'm turning, start 45 degrees.
Good. That's good. You
And I get
didn't,
my 2.
you didn't run into. Now, if you had guys on your engines, you could have also moved forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, I am going to move forward. So I have 1 star note. I'm also going to go another because I have a guy on my ship. And I'm actually going to rotate to get myself starting to get into position for some spaceship action.
So I could have just not used the turn thing, and just because I have this guy here.
No, you still have to execute the move on the card.
No, but I could have. Oh, the card first.
Yeah, card is always first.
And then I could.
Then, yeah, it's
because I would have run it.
then you would have run right into that asteroid and we would have won. All right.
know.
So that's our ship movement phase. So now, Danny, it's your turn for shooting. Can you shoot at anybody?
I think so.
Don't shoot at me.
Yeah, you can shoot at me, right?
Cool.
Because you have guys on your guns.
I do.
Yes. So you can shoot.
Central.
So looking at the facing of your
This is
ship,
my
this
ship.
is the back, right? So you have a robot gun here, but that's not in range, and you have that guy there. So you can roll one die
my
at
ship.
me,
Okay.
and are you shooting for? Well,
purple
you're
one.
shooting. You can hit on my side,
my favorite
so you
ship.
can aim at a gun, or you can aim at the ship.
Okay.
So it's up to you. Which one do you want to shoot at? Ship or gun?
Don't shoot this one.
Gun.
All right. So roll the die. One die,
One.
and you want to get a 5 through 8.
Cool.
Get a 3.
Yay! All right, so I'm gonna remove one of my guns, and you get this, and it's worth 1 point. Victory.
Oh, wait, you shot that guy.
So
That's fine.
move the green token, Ryan, on the route to victory. Move green onto the number 1 spot because he has one. He has 1 point.
I like the overhead camera because then you can see what everybody's looking at on their phones.
Then
Danny, can you move your drink out just for a second?
Yeah.
Drink, not phone.
are you getting messages
fine.
from
No, it's
the
from
company?
From the beyond.
Let's get a cool.
I was getting photos.
From
All right,
the
is there
beyond.
anything else you can do?
Not that I'm aware. Oh wait, can I spend this to shoot again or no?
No, you can't.
okay.
Action tokens are only for crew stuff.
I got each.
Yeah, Danny.
Were you not paying attention earlier?
God.
The guns take a little bit of time to recharge. They're old and cranky, so.
All right, then I'm good.
Like
All right.
me.
Unless asteroids.
No,
No,
You don't
That's
look.
old.
You don't look old.
I'm not old. I'm just cranky.
How old are you, Willow?
I lost count.
You lost count. Do you mind if I give you a little pet on the head?
Gotta get a little closer. There you go.
you're scruffed up like a cat.
I like pets.
Do you like pets or being pet?
Both.
Okay. That's good.
I like them.
Is there anyone you can shoot at?
Everyone.
So you are now in range of
Hit my mic.
Art.
No, don't shoot that one. That's the
Get him.
purple one.
Yeah.
Get him.
Don't do it.
So do you want to shoot
Don't
at
do
his,
it.
do you want to shoot at his guns or the ship?
As guns?
Sure. Okay. And you've got all these guys available,
Right.
right? He's within 2. Right?
Yeah.
And because you have the guys, so 2 of them are going to be 7 and 8, so get the black dice for those. And then one of them is going to be a 5 through 8 for the one that has a guy on it.
Got it. Okay. Oh, no.
Yeah,
fail.
one hit. The red, 5 through 8.
You
So, Art, you have to remove a gun, but do you want to remove one that has a guy on it or just the one by itself?
The one by itself.
All right, so give that to Ryan, and that's 1 point. Actually,
sir.
Ryan, go up one. You're now on the 1 spot on the truck. You're purple or blue. Yep. Because remember, you stole Art's color.
Yes.
So, and this is mine now?
Well, just set it aside.
All right, there.
Art's purple now
it's
because
out
he
of play.
loves me.
All right, Art. Is there anyone you can shoot back at?
Shoot
I think
Ryan.
it should Ryan.
Yes, you can shoot at Ryan. Yeah.
Shoot Ryan because he
So
shot
you
you.
have 2 guns because he just blew up one of yours.
Yeah.
But you have better
What a
range, so you could grab both of those black dice, and 5 through 8 will hit his ship.
Sweet.
Do you want to hit the ship or the guns?
Look at my
gonna hit the
cute
ship.
little
All right.
Harry Potter stars.
Wow, 1 hit.
One hit.
So now, Art, you get to place 1 blast token anywhere you want on Ryan's ship that isn't where a crew member or a token is.
So this is a token?
That's a token, yeah.
Okay, so
And those black spots here, this is like dead space, so that doesn't count as a spot. Yep. All right, there you go. You now have a fire burning on your ship.
Oh, no.
And you cannot move through that. You have to move around it as you navigate.
Okay.
All right. Art, is there any more shooting you want to do? Are you good?
I can do more?
No, you can't. I was just being rhetorical.
That was good.
All right, and then I'm going to see if I can shoot. I'm checking my arc. I don't have anybody within range, so I'm done. All right, so is this all starting to make a little sense? So what's going on? Okay, so now we're in the crew movement. So Danny, you're first. If you want to move any of your crew.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. Oh, 2 spaces each, right?
Yep.
But I can do that.
You can recharge them with an action.
Twin Tim said I could turn the night mode on by shaking my phone, and I believed her.
1, 2.
And I
And then
set
you
my
shake
phone.
your phone and you didn't do it.
Okay.
Good job, Twin Tap Tap.
Oh, no.
Good job.
And then I'm good.
All right, he's good. It's your turn, Ryan.
For crew stuff.
Crew, yeah.
So I can spend an action point to.
Well, first they can move normally up to 2, right?
Got it.
Every little guy has kind of built in a 2 movement
I'm
and a
working so
1
hard, I'm gonna take a
action or
break.
attack.
Got it.
Oh, I'm into void. I went into the void. I'm in the beyond.
I think Willow needs a space helmet so she can survive in outer space.
What does this mean? As long as the captain is in play.
Yeah, so as long as he is not dead. I forgot. I totally forgot about that rule.
So I could have.
Yeah, actually, here, you guys, how many turns have we had? 2? So you each get, also for having a captain around, you get an additional action token. So we actually have been building up because the captain, gives us more actions, right? He's or she is the commander, or it, in the case of the Blarg. Is that working?
No.
No. All right.
Because now people are saying it works for them.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's only on. No.
Everybody's shaking.
Because they keep telling me, they're saying in the chat that Ryan has the night mode on, the dark mode. I was like, I don't know how to turn mine into dark mode.
You have to go into the little.
And then the twins have said to shake it, and somebody else said it does work. And I can't tell if you guys are messing with me. Oh, I just turned on my.
All right. So the captain's natural ability is that you get an extra action point.
Awesome.
So it gives you a little bit more to do.
Sweet.
And now it's my movement.
And now it is your crew movement.
So I move.
Oh,
this
did you
guy.
want you move that guy? Is there anybody
I
else?
also would like to
Put out the fire. So spend an action token to put out the fire. Oop, so that fire goes away. Yep. Oh. There goes your basketball scholarship. All right. Anything else you like to do?
Yes. Oh, I already moved twice. No,
Well, you can move up to all your crew members.
Oh.
All right. Everybody gets a move of 2, but you can't move the same. So keep track of who you move.
So I
You've already moved that guy, and you already moved
So
the guy on the gun, right?
So I'm going to move him out into space.
Okay, so you're
So I
gonna.
spin an
So
action.
hang on a second. Are there more than one person you want to move into space? Because remember, there's a more economical way to do that.
To open the airlock
Yep.
with the control.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Or you can just say, I got a ton of action tokens. I'm going to spend them. Let's just get them into space.
I think I'm good with just having one guy out there.
Okay, so go ahead and spend 1. That's to open the door. And then you are going to put him adjacent anywhere to your rocket ship. And then if you want to have him grab that token out adjacent, you spend 1 for him to essentially reach out and get it. So now you have that guy. So now you just place it underneath him, right? Or in his arms. And now, all right. Normally I would never tell people things to help them win. But in this case, I will help you. You can spend an action token to recharge that guy to move him back in the ship because going into your ship is a free action.
Okay.
So you actually you don't have to reopen the door to get into it. Yeah. You can recharge him and he can move up to 2, including back into the ship.
Okay. So definitely doing
All right,
that.
so boom, he gets back into your ship, right? So he's right there. And then you can move 1 more because it's 1 to get in and another to move him.
Sure.
And then if you want to plug that into the control panel, you spend 1 more action and then that will give you 5 points.
Awesome.
All right. So plug it in.
So
you're gonna you've shot up. There you go. So now he's in the lead. All right. So leave that there because we have an opportunity where we can rip it out of your control panel, but you cannot get 5 points for that anymore, right? That's your.
Right.
You can't just keep plugging it back in and go 5 points, 5 points. I win the game.
Right.
That's just not fair. All right. So the rest of us, we now know what we need to do,
Murder Ryan.
which is murder Ryan.
Murder.
Exactly. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do before you're murdered?
Always the answer. Right, Danny?
Yeah, always.
Always murder Ryan.
You've been around long enough.
we'll move him to here.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey guys,
Hey, what?
everybody loves me more than you. It's a fact.
That's
The
because
chat
you have
says-
purple fur. That's not fair. We don't have purple fur.
You have a red shirt.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, were you planning on dying? Is that why you wore the red shirt?
No, I wear a red shirt because most of my games have red in it.
Oh, you match the background.
Well, I knew, I saw your guys' set and I said, I have to be able to blend in just in case some monster is coming after me. I can put myself up against the wall and blend in.
Where'd
They'll
you
never
go?
find me.
You couldn't even see you. Plus, you're
Camouflage.
playing the red one.
Natural camouflage.
Hey chat. Did you guys notice that Danny and Art are wearing the same shirt?
We got it at TwitchCon.
Yep, they're wearing the same shirt.
Bargain bin, y'all.
Skinny literally
$5?
saw me wearing the shirt and went and changed into it.
Right in front of him.
He did. It was weird. We were all at breakfast. It was very strange. Danny,
Yeah.
just let me talk. Okay. Don't try to cut me off by saying anyway like Ryan does.
All right.
Anyway, Ryan, it's your turn.
That's the end of my turn.
Bah.
I believe, yes.
All right, it's your turn.
Is it this turn? No, is this the...
Yeah, you're on the crew turn. So remember, what you can do is you can move up to any of your guys, up to 2 spaces, and then they also get an action of some sort, right? So I will. If do you mind if I give you a suggestion?
Yes.
All right.
forgot to
So
do the
if I were
bathroom.
you, I would move your
I was trying to
guys
read your lips.
onto the
Didn't
airlocks
work.
because you already have a guy on your. Where's your control panel? Right
have to
here,
work on
right?
that.
So if you moved guys onto here, and you have a big pile of action tokens, right? So that means you can recharge your guys to
Like this
maybe get out in outer space. And there, look at that ship. That has secret plans in it, right? Maybe if you were to actually move your guys over there and try to cut your way in, I'll bet you could maybe start killing your way.
Let's try that.
You
So,
really don't want to do that, Seth.
so I go...
Put a guy there,
Right
right?
there.
Remember, you can move up to 2 per character. So you have another guy here that's
Make
close
this.
enough
One,
if you want to do
two.
that. And then you could even, all
One,
right.
two.
Now, if you spend an action token,
Oh dear.
right?
Yeah.
Now, essentially, he's pressed the button, and now you can place all 4 of those guys around your ship.
Anywhere?
Yeah, anywhere as long as it's one. Yeah, just right. Yeah,
On
yep,
the
you got it.
outside.
Yep, you're getting there. Yep. So, boop.
This guy.
Yep.
And...
And there you go. Now.
Quick, now he's defenseless.
So those guys have moved, right? But you can recharge them to move them again. So you can get guys. So look what is 2 away.
Yeah.
So you're close enough to get a guy over and maybe do an attack to cut your way into the ship.
And this only
Kill him,
recharges
Mark.
one
Kill
guy.
him.
Yeah, one guy. Yeah.
So I'm gonna use that and then
All right.
recharge them.
Yeah.
And then
Purple.
go
So,
Win.
so now you're going to attack. To get in, you have to attack his ship. So you have to get a 50%. Essentially, you're cutting your way in with your sword.
Okay.
So on a
Nice.
5 through 8, you're successful.
5 through 8.
Come on.
Yeah.
So now you can put your little purple guy anywhere you want on the yellow entry spots.
Okay.
All right. All right. So are there any of those other guys you'd like to do that with? Or, so here's the other thing though. If you want to like kind of fight your way towards where the control panel is,
Yeah.
you could recharge that guy again and have him run over and fight that guy to get that. Art's like, I'm doing it. So, all right. So now the 2 of you are adjacent, so you're going to be sword fighting.
Okay.
Right. So, Art, you're the attacker, and Ryan is the defender. So you want to roll higher than Ryan, right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, on guard.
Cute.
So you defended. So he blocked your attack.
Nobody
So
wants
if you
Ryan
want
to
to
win.
try again, you can recharge him. There you go.
Alright.
All your numbers that re-roll.
Okay. Okay. 8.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you could still riposte, Ryan. Remember, if you get an 8.
Half the ball.
So now, Ryan, you're the attacker. Art, you're the defender. So go ahead and roll.
Terrible.
Ready? On guard.
Oh God.
8.
So you successfully blocked his riposte.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
You got one more.
you still want- all right, go for it.
I'll do it.
Come on,
It
purple.
doesn't
Come
matter
on,
what you
purple.
use, as long as you just keep track of what it
Everybody
is. All right,
wants
go.
purple to
8.
win.
All right, so
Yes.
you have killed that guy. You get 1 point. So move
Yes.
Art up 1 on the track.
Yes.
Congratulations, you're now
Am I
in the
on top of
game.
this?
Yep, yeah.
Yes.
But you don't have that yet because it takes an action to unplug that. So you don't have any actions to do that. You're out. Yeah.
So if I had another one.
You would have been able to grab it,
Grab it.
but you're still not out of the ship, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
all
sorry.
right.
You.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? Remember, these guys still have actions or a movement they could do.
I'm a 1, 2. Just
I'm
get
a
close to
move.
do that.
I'm a move. I'm
You
a
could
move.
actually, if you go 2, you could go 1, 2 if you want.
Oh, you can go diagonally. I'll do that.
Yeah, diagonally is good.
Yeah,
And
let's-
anything else for these other guys? Remember, you have
Got
that
the
strong
sniffles.
captain, and he's also got special abilities, right?
Oh, that's right. So would
Somebody
it be
take a picture
helpful
of
if
me.
he went out to fight?
Yeah,
too?
absolutely. He's a good piece to get out into the fight, right?
I'll get him
I'm
there.
smiling for
So does
you.
that make him automatically outside?
Not yet. No, you
So
have to
next
still
turn.
open the door to get
Okay.
out.
I'm so cute.
Okay, I'm good.
For like the basic effect here, can I do that
I was gonna take a
anytime anyone
picture.
rolls against me?
You
or-
can do it once
that on
a
the
turn.
Discord.
Okay, great.
Right? Yeah.
Cool.
Or unless it has some sort of like spend an action to, like some of them have
the second one
requirements.
has
Right.
See, this one's hard.
Okay.
They're all behind me.
So is there, once these guys are dead, are they...
Yeah, unless you play that call for reinforcements card.
Got it, okay.
Right? That's the only thing that gets more guys back into the game. You only have one of those, so it's part of it is just to keep the game from going on forever and ever, right? But since there's a maximum, usually most of the games are played towards a point or an objective, that prevents that from, nobody wants to play a game where it's like, oh my god, it's taking forever. So yeah, so there's several systems to help
I can't
kind of
grab
mitigate
his
that.
copy because it's in the
Okay.
void.
Cool.
Anything else you want to do there, Zard Captain?
I think I'm good.
All right, now it's my turn.
By the way, we have about 30 minutes
in the
left
void.
Okay.
on this game.
All right, so then we better hustle and kill Ryan.
Hustle and kill
All right.
Ryan.
So what I'm going to do
kicked my mic.
is I am going to get all my guys into position. Let's see, I'm going to put her here, I'm going to put her here, and I'm going to spend one action token, and I'm going to drop all these guys out into space.
We'll make it nice.
Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put her here. I'm going to put him.
Who's the blue ship?
With the frame. Beat it.
Blue
that the one losing?
Blue is Ryan.
Oh, is that the loser ship?
Not yet. He's winning, actually. He's winning.
What
All
about
right.
the green ship? Is that the loser ship?
No, that's the awesome ship.
Oh. What about the purple one? That's the winner ship.
Nah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I am going to recharge my movement. So I'm going to move my captain here. I am going to
Playing
recharge
on
to get this
Ryan's
guy
phone.
here. I'm going to recharge to get this guy here. So my captain has an ability called Inspiring Command, which means that any adjacent crew member gets +1 to their roll. So my captain actually gets +1 to getting into the ship roll because she's got adjacent crew members.
My
And
ship's
I am
getting
in.
real crowded.
So she is in. I'm gonna go over here actually.
I enjoy this alliance that has formed
was
between
gonna say,
everyone
everyone against
and
me.
against Ryan.
And I'm going to attack.
That's true.
I'm going to attack an adjacent guy here as part of my regular attack.
All right.
Kill
So ready, on guard.
I got.
Hiya!
Opposed. All right, here we go. Yay! All right,
6
so
and 2.
I defended your attack. I'm going to recharge this guy to move him. I'm going to try and get in, and he's got an adjacent, so I get a +1. Oh, I did not. Oh no, I did 5. That gets me in. So boom, he goes here. So now she gets a
goes the
+1
dynamite.
to her attack, and I'm going to recharge one more time to fight this guy.
Got it.
So let's on guard. 7. Oh, I killed that guy. So hey, I'm on the board.
Yay!
So I can have my
My
guy
men
on
are
there.
dying.
On number 1. My red guy, yep, I'm on the board.
Hey, guys.
And because I did my attack, I can still move because I didn't use that move action. So I'm gonna go boop right there.
Hey guys, I don't know when this happened, but the number on the TwitchCon thing, it moved up.
Oh.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know who did it. I don't know when it happened, but it went up to 315. So whoever donated,
Thank you so much.
thank you. We love you. You're the best.
All right, and that is my move.
All right.
All right, and now it's your turn, Blard, to do your. Oh no, you're done. You did do your crew. So now so the first player token unfortunately goes. Yep, to Ryan. So now we're gonna flip our cards to do our ship movement phase.
Also, the chat has asked when Ryan gets beaten, when he loses, when everybody else wins except Ryan, does that mean he has to sing a song?
What song would you like us to sing, Willa?
Oh no, he has to make it up.
Oh, about Rayguns and Rocketships?
Yes.
All right.
So
And
Ryan,
to the tune
if
of
you
some
lose,
space-themed television.
to the Star Trek too.
Supercar. The tune of Supercar.
Star Trek. This is no, that's Star Wars.
All right, Ryan, it is your
You can
ship
do it to
movement.
Star Trekking by
Oh, sorry. Yes, my
Dr.
ship is
Demento.
to move. It's a forward,
Do you know Dr. Demento?
but I also have. Oh, I have to activate.
Right, so first
I
it's
thought you
ship
should do it to
stuff,
Star
right?
Trek.
So first you're going to get 1 for your captain who's still alive.
Right.
Right, so you get 1 for that, and then you get 1 for what your that guy, right?
Alan.
Yes.
Okay.
I like that song.
But I have to.
was a good
I
one.
have to do what
You have to do what the
What?
thing says.
So-
yeah.
So
based on
I'm
that
going to
song.
hit the.
Yeah.
Right, so the guys will happen. Oh, you'll hit the asteroid, yeah. So you hit and you bounce
Hit it.
off. So you go back and you put a blast token. So the person to the right will put a blast token.
Did you take damage?
Yeah, he
I
could
just
go.
hit an asteroid.
Oh my God! Now,
Apparently,
I think
there's
you
so much
want to
fighting
sing.
and happening on my ship that I lost control of the
Yeah,
actual.
You
paying
want to
attention,
sing
I
a
was going.
song.
All right, Art, it's your turn to move your ship.
Well, okay.
That's it, because you're just doing ship movement.
Well,
right?
can I still turn or anything?
Oh yeah, you can still rotate if you want. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start trying.
I like this exciting music that's playing on in the
I
background.
know. It's good.
It's very spacey. No, only 45 degrees.
I see.
Yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah,
He's desperate now.
Stop cheating, Ryan. Stop.
So now I'm going forward. Is that I run over my guy? Whatever.
Your guy is going to move out of the way to either direction, any direction that is on the line that you want to go. Yeah, so you can essentially he's just scooting out of the way of your ship.
One. Yep.
And you
I
get 2. Yep, and you get yours for your captain.
My cap.
Yep.
So I get 4. Okay.
All right. Now I have I'm using a star card, which is one of those special ones. Mine is called Rangers Attack. This is one of my favorite cards in the game.
Rangers.
And I will, here, you want to take a picture because it's got some good artwork by Ron Salas, the guy who did all the artwork for the cards in the
There it
game.
is.
All right, so Rangers Attack says, place up to 4 of your Astro Rangers crew members onto the star map around your rocket ship. So essentially everybody is going to jump out of the ship.
Dang.
1, 2,
There's Tommy
Yep,
and Jason.
yep,
And
yeah.
what other
How
Red
did you know
Rangers
their
have there
names,
been?
Tommy and Jason? And because this
All the
also
Red
is
Rangers.
encouraging me to attack, I get 4 action tokens for that, plus my 1 for my captain.
Wow.
So I get
Oh,
5.
Captain
So that's going to help
Mike.
me get to Ryan and get that control ship. All right, your turn.
Later.
All right, I'm
I
going
have
to
that
use
same
mental domination.
CD set.
Just in a
Well, I
sick
did. I
hope
don't know where it
that
went.
you're out of certain things. So I'm going to turn you 45 degrees just so you're back facing that particular item.
And what does that say? What is the card? Can you read the card?
Sorry. I have to spend 1 action token, which I didn't do yet. And then I select an enemy's rocket ship and either rotate it 90 degrees or move it up to 2 spaces in any direction. My hope was that you weren't going to turn. I was just going to bash you into the asteroid again. But then you moved.
And did you get your action tokens for this round?
Nope.
So you got 1 for the card and 1 for your captain.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So you just recharge. All right.
and
Yeah,
then-
too bad you didn't get to bash your ship a little bit.
And I have engines and
Yeah. So you
swirlies,
can
right?
move your ship around. Yeah.
Am I able to choose whether, like, can I move?
You
and
can
then
in
turn?
any order. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to rotate first and then move, or
Boop.
look at that. Now he's lining you up for the kill. All right. So now we're on the shooting phase. So we still shoot at each other while all this madness is going on.
All right. So 1, 2. So pretty much.
You cannot hit the purple. You could hit green, and you could hit. Nope, you can't hit red because you don't have. Oh, you do have forward-facing guns, so you could hit red.
Got it.
Yeah. Now here's the other thing. Because the guys in the space map, so these ships are supposed to be massive, right? They're like big, almost like pirate ships, or even bigger.
Right.
The guys are so small, the guns can't hit them, so you can't kill guys out in space. But the ships are so massive that you can't really destroy them from. We couldn't shoot at your ship and blow it up. We have to get inside to do that.
Sure.
So unfortunately, even though it'd be a cool strategy, you can't shoot my guys that are out there. So you could only target my ship to do damage, or blow up my gun still, or things like that.
Cool.
So
I'm back. Whoa, I was in the void.
So yes, I will fire at the green and the red as
Okay.
the ones I can.
yeah. So how many guns do you have on that?
So forward facing for 1.
Okay. Yep.
And then both of these guys are manned.
Yep. Yeah. So go ahead and roll the red for and then
I'll do these
do them
just then,
separately.
yeah.
It's easier. And then what do you want? Guns or ship? Because remember, guns give you points.
I'll do the guns.
Manly Mo wants to know if you can run over
And
guys
so-
with your ship. So can I attack other people?
You can push them out of the way.
Just push them
but
out.
yeah, we don't. It's space. It's 3-dimensional. So really, it's like they kind of just scoot out of
Is
the way.
it?
Yeah. It's not like. Look at that. It's a lot of good shooting.
1 and then 1 forward facing.
So you were shooting at my guns, right?
Yeah.
So you blow up one of mine, so you get a extra point on the victory track.
So it sounds like. Sounds like the spoopy song.
And then I shot one of your guns.
Oh no! I'll take this one.
Spoopy, spoopy, spoopy.
And so,
So you get another point for that. Yeah.
awesome.
All right. We got to catch up, guys.
I know.
Kill Ryan.
What can
That's
I
all
say?
that
I am
matters.
Count Ventura.
All right, it is your turn.
I can go. Can I go?
Well, remember, not yet. We're shooting.
Oh, we're shooting.
So is there anybody you shoot? Nope, you've got an asteroid in your way.
I'm not
Yeah, so.
I can't do this.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it is so sad. And myself, I only have robot guns, and I can only shoot a range of 2, so I can't shoot anything either. So now we're on to the crew. Oh no, you have your shooting still.
Yeah. So I can get them with these two. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are manned, so those are going to be 5 through 8s. Yes. Go get them. Custom damage.
Ryan equals win the game.
I am going for guns as well.
That is the ultimate goal of any board game is kill Ryan.
Nothing to help you. Too bad. That's what happens when you have tentacles and one eye. It messes with your depth perception.
He's so cute. The little captain guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
He's great. Tentacles and
King,
one
Kodos,
eye.
and Krang all in one.
There's a lot of inspirations in this game. All right, so now we're on to the crew phase.
Okay. I have a lot
The
of
red
fighting to
ship
do.
reminds me of Planet Express ship.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, lots of inspirations.
I like it.
The Zard ship might remind you a little bit of the Nautilus from 2000.
Yes,
Rayguns
it does.
The saucer is, of course, a very classic sci-fi saucer.
Always.
But it has a little belly gun on it, like old
cute.
World War II ships.
Oh, yeah.
Like the fins.
Yeah, fins and fun stuff. Kind of like your ray gun.
Have you ever been to the Fries in Burbank?
Uh-huh.
It looks very much like that. That ship
the
that's
one that's crashed in the wall.
front. Yeah.
I love that place. That's fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna do some fighting.
Yes, let's do some fighting.
I'm gonna turn this guy around, and now he's gonna
You're
fight.
fight Art's lizard.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy
Mine
has
is
a
just gonna go ahead
sword.
and turn around.
Aren't you
Alright.
lizard people?
Yeah, I'm lizard people. I'm
Oh,
purple
that's
lizard
fun.
people.
All right, you guys,
We're
go
gonna
for it.
attack.
On guard.
Do you live underground?
8,
Yeah, go get him, Art.
3.
So that blue guy is dead.
Where's this?
So you get a point for that. So move Art up the victory track. 1. Yay.
Oh, I'm in the way. I'm sorry.
Keep going. Keep going. Murder.
All right, I'll try this one.
All right, here we go.
Oh wait, I'm rooting for the wrong one.
On guard.
On guard.
Yeah, blocked.
Yes.
3 versus 2.
Yep. All right. Anything else you'd like to do? Run away or defend your ship?
I'll do this guy.
Okay, move and attack. All right. This is against my captain, so I have blocks 3 and a 1. I got a 3, you got a 1. Anything else you like? Come on, you got all those action points.
I'll recharge, I guess, right?
All right, yep, go for it. Who are you attacking with the
I'll
recharge?
attack this one again.
Okay. 6, block.
Oh my
You
god.
got a 5, I got a 6.
One more time.
All right, let's do it. On guard.
On guard. 7.
5.
Yes.
All right, but
Ew.
I'm the captain, so I'm going to take 1 hit. Oh, sorry, where's my blast tokens? I have one of those. So I'm removing my gain an extra action token because we're probably getting close to the end of our play. So I'm going to keep all my superpowers for when I get to attack.
Okay.
Anything else? You still have some more action tokens?
So is this person still alive?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
captain.
I'm the
That's
captain.
right.
I've
Okay.
got 3 hit points.
So I got that one. I'll try again on this one.
Okay. All right, on guard. 8 and a 1. Man, you're more shooty than stabby, so
Nice.
that makes sense. All right, come on, you have 1 more action token. Might as well use it,
I
right?
guess so. Yeah.
Who are you going to attack?
This one.
All right.
Those
Here we go. On
busters.
guard.
3.
A 3
Hey!
post. All right, so I get to attack. Ready? On guard. A 1 and a 6. So no,
Okay.
you are good at blocking, just not so good at attacking. All right. Anything else you'd like to do with your crew? Would you like to move them around into position? Because remember, everybody gets a move and attack if they haven't been used yet.
Yeah.
So that guy's already attacked, but he still can move.
I'm gonna move him back.
Okay. All right. And then the captain, you could still move, and that guy in the corner, you could still move.
So I want to be able to turn. I think I'll leave the captain still
Okay.
there.
All right. And the other guy, you want to keep him there so he can shoot?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, Zard, it is your turn.
Art, get back in there.
Sorry, fixing stuff.
It's funny because I'm not even on screen. I'm
You're
just
a
talking.
disembodied voice.
I am. Val, I can see your hand.
We're in attack, right?
Yes, we are in the crew. Yes, the crew phase.
So can I go 1, 2, and then go in?
Well, you have to attack to go in, but yes, you can do that.
Boom.
So now roll a 5 through 8 to cut your way in. Nice.
5.
So you put that guy in wherever you want on a yellow stripy area.
Here.
Okay.
And then I can recharge him.
Yeah, you can recharge him to move and attack.
Are the yellow stripy areas the airlocks?
They are the airlocks, yes.
Yes, I'm so smart.
Captain's worth 3 points.
I'm gonna attack this guy.
Okay, cool. All right.
You know what? Then I don't have to use my fun because I can just come in here.
Yep.
And then just attack
You
him.
could
right?
actually, you could do this and just shoot at him.
Oh, okay. Let's
And
do that.
remember,
Shoot him.
he has a 50. You have a 50% chance of hitting. If he has an action token, he can dodge. But guess what happened to Ryan?
He doesn't.
He
know.
used
So
all his
doesn't have any,
actions.
that's
yeah.
gonna shoot him from there.
Yep. Go for it.
So 5.
Sorry, Ryan.
5, 3, 9. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Again.
yeah.
Lizards with bad depth perception.
Again.
All their eyes are on the side.
Reaver.
All right, very good. Yay! All right, so he's
Yay.
dead, and you get 1 point for that.
Art, is that why you picked the lizards? Because they have bad depth perception like you?
Yeah,
Oh.
Ryan picked it from me.
Oh, that's true.
And then
I'm just here again.
I mean I could. This guy has 3 points, right?
Yeah, he's 3. Yeah,
The
but he's
captain.
worth 3 points also if you defeat him.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a token to move,
Okay.
and then can I shoot him or do I have to use
Well,
that?
if you're adjacent, you're going to sword fight him, right?
Sword fight him,
So if I were you, okay, yeah, go for it.
So
Go for it.
let's
Go for it. I want to see some sword fighting.
Kaka!
Wow, so 1
versus 3.
So 1. You're not dead yet. You need 1 blast. So you pick which ability you're going to lose. Remember, you have abilities too that you can use during that maybe might help you. Do you have what's the bloodthirsty do?
When one of your crew
Buddy
members
Ryan's
enters
hand.
an enemy's rocket ship, you may place Count Ventura next to that crew member.
But unfortunately, you're on your own ship.
Yeah, so-
Right, but it's kind of an instant. So it doesn't really matter if you
Yeah.
have that or not, right?
Chitnum says hashtag take Ryan down.
Oh my god.
All right, it's still your turn. You have other lizards out there waiting to do
Manly
stuff.
Mutt wanted to
2.
donate a rear to you.
1, 2.
And then you can attack
And then
to
I can
get
attack to
in.
get in.
Yep,
6. I'm inside. Woo!
Woo!
I'm gonna go over here.
Okay.
There's too many people on my
my-
ship.
And then can I?
more.
Well, then you guys should probably all jump
Can I still
out.
attack?
Yeah, you can attack
I'm
blue
gonna do
or
that.
red, either
Wait, I
one.
wanna
Okay,
attack
so
Ryan.
sword
Kill
fight.
Ryan, kill
Ryan,
Ryan,
go
kill
for it. On
Ryan.
guard.
Kill right.
Hey,
Kill
I
right.
got
Kill
it.
right.
Yay, he blocked. All right.
Get him.
I'm gonna try again.
All right, let's do it again.
Get him. Get him. Get him.
Yes.
5, 7.
Thingy.
All right.
All right. All right, what else? You still have some other guys. You want to do stuff for that little guy out there? Or?
I'm gonna just get him closer.
Okay.
1, 2,
Okay.
later, and then. Is there anything that I could
Gerald
do?
Davis,
Oh, I guess
no.
this guy can go out, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you have to spend
We
one
don't
to get
want
him out.
Ryan to come back. We
Okay,
want him
never
to sing
mind.
a song.
I don't even
so we
need to
want
come
him
back.
to
I'm
lose.
still winning.
Are you done?
I'm
We
done.
want him
Okay,
to
it's
lose.
my
So
turn.
he has to sing a
So
song.
I'm going to see if my strategy pays
That's
off.
great.
I'm going to spend 1 action token to pick up that guy.
Danny will
and
not
I get a
ever
move.
play.
Gotcha.
1, 2, right?
Aha.
So there we go. But I don't. Getting out is a free action. But I'm not far enough yet, so I'm going to spend another to recharge her. Whoop! I'm out of here.
Danny's
And then I can go
those-
1. I got to move these guys first. Do you guys mind if I move this guy first?
That's fine.
Is that
Yeah.
cheaty?
No,
All
no,
right,
you're
I'm going to move him. Actually, I'll move him there, so that way she can get here, and then I'm going to recharge to get her into my ship. Here, and then I am going to spend 1 more to go 1, 2, and then I spend my last one. Yeah,
look at it.
Move me up 5 points on the chart. Huzzah!
Nice.
I'm still not winning though, but
Oh, I'm super losing.
I'm getting. I'm getting. All right, but hang on. I still have guys I can do stuff with. I am going to. I'll help you out a little bit, Ryan. Hey, Art, you want to fight?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, let's sword fight. Give him 1 of the die. I'm going to attack his lizard man. On guard.
Danny, you're like
Oh, repulse!
you're
Oh.
like the aliens on
On guard.
Futurama.
Yes.
You just hang out.
Blocked. All right, so I can't do
Just
anything with
hang
that guy.
Morbo.
I'm gonna move
And then
this guy
you attack.
here. I'm gonna move that guy there. 1, 2.
Trying to get out of your way.
Actually, yeah, and then I'm gonna do.
I'm just gonna lie down.
Let's
Because I keep
see.
being in the way.
1, 2. I'm gonna move him there, but he's not in range.
He's still
Because I can shoot and fight these guys out in space too.
Spelling down.
But I'm not within. I'm not within range. So all right, I'm out of action tokens. It is your turn, Danny. What are you gonna?
right.
What havoc are you gonna cause?
You
All right,
guys,
this
it's
is- so we're on
Danny's
character
turn.
movement and stuff
That's
now, or-
amazing.
Yeah, you have your crew stuff, so you can do
Sweet.
move your crew. You can attack. You can, whatever actions you want to do with your crew members.
All right. So which one? This one opens the hatch.
Rayguns
Yeah, it
and
does. So if you move that
rocketships,
guy,
and so
yep,
the
right there,
balance
and then move your guys onto the hatch. Now, if I were you,
I'm
I would
creative.
move your captain onto the hatch, right?
Okay.
Because
Lauren,
either
that's
way,
his
he's right there.
Yeah.
And then
Lauren.
then if you move these other little dudes
Cruciate.
onto the hatches, you can maximize your cost, right?
Alrighty.
So I would go that way. One more, and then I move that guy up, and then that guy. I'm not helping Danny at all. And then if you spend 1,
Yes.
now you can drop all 4 of those guys, including that big ugly guy. I would put him in the front, right? Because he's got 3 hit points and horrible powers.
Yay.
Yes,
Oh my
Captain.
god.
Boom.
Boop, boop, boop.
Everyone's coming
Yeah.
on board.
Yay! It's a party. It's a
so
monster
exciting.
party.
And
All right, so here's the other
mash.
thing that I shouldn't tell you, but I will.
Yes.
Was it
You
great
can
guns?
use your
Nice.
captain to attack my guy because he still has an attack.
Sure. I was
Or
actually-
you can,
I wanna
or
get on
oh,
the
you
ship.
want to get on?
I want to
Okay,
go murder.
then use your attack to get onto the ship.
Alright.
So just a 5 through 8, unless
Okay.
you have any sort of modifiers for it.
Murder.
Like the Zard have abilities. They have one of the
Good
cards
podcast.
is they have
Should
claws,
listen to
and they
it.
can just rip their way into the ship, and you can put them on any spot you want in the ship. So you can literally just have a guy go, "Bing! Here I am,"
Wow.
and like yeah.
Oh.
Oh, but you can recharge them. Yep, again. Yay!
Good,
Oh
okay,
man,
good,
look
good,
what's
good.
coming. Where do you want him? There or the other way?
I want him. So if I'm behind him, can I shoot past him to hit the captain?
Yes, you sure can. And the other thing you can do is if you roll a successful attack on a ray gun, you can smash it and get a point for it.
All right.
Yeah, so you could also smash that gun, but now you only have 2 things left for that guy, right? So
Yeah.
what do you want to maximize? Remember though, you don't have to roll any sort of dodge or defense for smashing a gun, right? But so there's a risk that he doesn't have any stuff to dodge, and the captain still has 2 hits, so he's going to be harder to kill.
Yeah.
But you could try and
I
kill.
want those sweet, sweet points.
You want
though.
those sweet points?
I
Okay.
do.
All right, so you just shoot at the captain?
Oh, yes.
All right, so 5 through 8.
All right. Come on.
Go.
Yeah. 7.
So 1 hit on your captain. Now, if you want to recharge your Blarg Master Brain,
Oh,
you
certainly.
can shoot again.
I don't
this
remember
could be
inviting
it.
all these people on my ship.
Oh, no! So, yeah, you're going to have to remove your captain. He's dead, and guess who moves up 3 points on the victory track?
Yay.
But he's still not winning.
That's fine. I'm beating Art. That's all that matters.
All right, you still have 2 actions and lots of little guys. So you
Art, that's
could
what happens when you're
fight
not
that
playing the
lizard man
game.
out in space, or you could
Yeah.
shoot at my guy out in space.
Is this one in range from this guy? Or is it too
There are
far?
2, two
Yeah,
away.
Okay, so I'll use this guy to shoot at him and this guy to shoot at him.
Okay, well that would be a sword fight.
Oh,
because you
oh.
sword fight in space also.
Oh,
Yeah, but you also can shoot at my guy. So do you want to shoot at my guy first?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 5 through 8. Oh, my poor little man! All right, so you move him up 1. He killed my guy.
All right, and then Art, I'm a sword fight.
He died silently. He did not get it. All right, Art, it's
Defend.
sword fight.
So fine. Pew, 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 pew.
Go get him, go get him, Art.
Clank,
Pew, pew,
clank.
die. 3.
Yay.
Again.
Let's go for a repost. Get him, Art.
Pew, pew, die.
Oh, he got
got
you.
me.
So that guy dies, and you go up another point.
I thought we were going against
Yeah.
Ryan.
I did. I took out his captain and then I got bored. I got excited for.
All right, you still have guys and options. You can cut your way into the ship with that little guy.
Okay.
And, you have to recharge him because he did an attack. so.
Okay. So yeah, I'll get one more on.
Okay, so go ahead and roll 5 through 8.
We lost our dice.
7.
Okay, so
They won't come back.
that guy
In the other ship.
there's one spot for him to go, which is right next to your Master Brain.
Cool.
So go ahead and you're being boarded even more, Ryan.
This is awesome.
I'm singing the background song. I'm singing the background song.
All right,
All right,
anything else?
I think that's all I can.
Okay, so here's what happens. We're at the end of, we've played 3 cards. So these 2 that don't have a star, go, if you have anything that doesn't have a star in it, it goes back into your hand, right? And then if you have one that has a star on it, we discard it and we get 1 point on the victory track. So Danny and I are gonna, did you play a star card also?
No,
I did not.
None of you guys. Okay, so Danny and I are gonna go up 1 on the victory chart, right? So move us up 1. We're neck and neck, Danny.
Yeah.
We're catching up.
I'm back from the void.
So this goes away. We don't get to use this anymore.
Okay.
But we do pick up our hand again, and we also get a new star card to add to our hand, just a draw, and then we program in 3 cards.
Okay.
So
I'm hungry.
Me too. Where are we going for lunch, Willow?
Oh, there's sandwiches in the back.
Who doesn't like sandwiches?
Sandwiches are delicious.
They are.
Especially with that delicious, like, it's like a pesto
tell me again what this one
sauce.
does.
That's a control panel.
And what does it do?
That can do either that quick evacuate everybody into space for one, or it can put like there's certain cards. That
Okay. And
activate.
this one lets me turn.
That one lets you turn. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. All right. So once you've programmed in your 3 cards,
Okay.
and then the first player token moves, so it is Art's turn to be first.
Cool.
So we pick up these again?
Yeah, those all get picked up and added back into your hand.
I see.
And you can reuse them if you want. So it's a way to refresh here. So if you have something that gives you maybe a lot of action points or something like that, right? That's a good way to get action points. Yay. So Art, you get the ray gun. You're the first player.
Oh, this thing.
Yep.
Okay. So I reveal our cards.
Yeah. When Ryan, you have your card picked. Okay.
Yes.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, flip. Look what he's got there. That's a good
Jose,
one.
don't say anything about the Masked Singer.
Yeah, we're not caught up.
We're not gonna.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
All right. So Art, what did you play there?
I played each Zard crew member adjacent to an enemy may make 1 melee attack as a free action.
So that's going to happen on your crew phase,
Yeah.
but you get essentially you're going to be whipping everybody with your tail, a regular Devo. And the other thing is on your crew phase, you can also, if you want to move these guys, they're going to also get that attack, right? So you might want to get these guys,
over there.
out, right? Okay, mine is turn starboard, so I'm going to turn 45 degrees
Turn
to
to
the
the
right.
right.
There I am, and then I'm going to get 3. Oh, how many action did you get for that?
How many what?
Is your captain still alive?
Yeah, my captain's
So
still
you still got
Cross.
1, right? He's not
I get 2.
damaged or anything.
Oh, I get 1.
1, yeah. And then I unfortunately have that damaged, so I don't get that benefit, but I do get 3 for this one. And Danny, your captain's still alive.
Yeah.
And you get 3, so you get 4.
I'll
So
just
Danny
walk
is
up
going to
here.
be. And then Ryan, your captain is unfortunately dead. But what did you play there?
I called for reinforcements, but I also failed to realize that it takes an action token to call for them.
Oh no!
Sad.
Boing,
Oh
boing.
dear, that's sad. You went to go to the radio and you realized, no.
It died.
Nobody's out there.
Died.
Oh dear. So I'm sorry for you, but that's actually part of the fun of the game, right? Is that you can program and then you're like, oh no, that thing I was gonna do doesn't work.
Jose says, got it, no spoilers, because I don't want Amber's deaths there later.
Yeah, that's a scary thing.
All right,
Very
so it is your
scary.
turn to do shooting.
So,
Is there anything you can shoot at? Not really. You've got
No,
Astros
yeah,
in your
such
way
a
and all that. All right, me. I do not. I'm not in a good position to shoot. You, Danny's gonna shoot. Yes. He's shooting at. He's shooting at guns or the ship.
And the guns or points. All
Yeah,
shoot for
guns are
points.
fine,
Guns. And just the 1, yeah.
All right.
Manly Man wants to know how much the tip to summon a Gungan ship against Danny.
Yes.
Yes? No.
How much it took for what?
For a Gungan ship to attack Danny. Danny loves Gungans.
I don't think they're spacefaring.
Somebody's got to love
They're
guns.
not.
So that's fine.
Is there any other guys you can shoot with? Or
So I did this
just
one,
that guy?
and this
No.
one's armed with this one.
That's a
Can't
2
do-
range.
Yeah?
Wait a second. Nope. No, you're not
'cause
within.
it's-
No.
I'm
Right.
literally dancing to my
All
own
right.
beat.
We got about 5
Okay,
minutes
Ryan,
left.
it's your turn to.
5 minutes.
Is there anybody you can
die.
shoot at?
I can still fire.
Yeah, you can still shoot at both of us, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Cool.
Danny, do we need to check on him?
Huh?
Like outside.
So you want to shoot for guns?
Yeah.
Because I assume you want points.
Yeah.
Yeah, text her, Danny.
All right, wait, all right, you're shooting how many guns?
So I'm shooting 2 at the green.
You're
And one at
2
you.
at 1 at me? Okay, all right, so you are actually out of range now because you don't have a guy on that anymore. For the forward one.
okay.
It's only 2, the range is 2.
Got it.
So if, it's here,
I see,
but
I see.
yeah, you need to be like a
All right.
4, but,
And then that's
and then
so
but you can still hit a Danny. Yeah.
All right.
Should we prolong this game then, and then just and then adjust?
Because Pantheon's pretty quick.
Pantone's fast, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
So 1 hit, so Danny's going to lose 1
Let's
gun.
go to 2.
I'm going to use my mind control. Can I? I
Yeah,
can?
what'd you say?
So I can make you re-roll 1 die result once per turn. I'm going to choose it now.
Reverb.
Reverb.
Sir.
He mind controlled you. All right.
Like,
So that's end of shooting. So now we're on crew. So Art, it is your turn to do fun crew stuff.
okay, so if I move this guy here, I go 1, 2,
Actually
Yeah.
the
playing
next
now,
just
now
send
it's
those guys
kinda
out.
No, you're already here. You just spend 1 action token, and that's going to send him out.
Oh.
But if you do 1, 2, then you
Once
can
it
send
starts.
both of them out.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 1, 2.
Then spend an action token, and then that's going to get them out. Yeah,
Here.
great.
There's more players of other people's ships on my ship than me.
And then the captain, you didn't move, so you can actually he still has a move action and an attack.
Boom, so then I get attacked to get in.
Yep, to get in.
Moved.
Oh, did not get in. But all right, and then
It's already crowded. You
all right,
can't-
and then remember you have a free melee with your tail whip, and that doesn't include your regular
Right,
attack.
okay, so I'm
Well,
gonna
let them play now.
tail whip this guy,
Okay.
and then it's just 5 and above.
Yep.
7.
So he's whipped,
You said that.
and now you go up 1 point.
Oh boy.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna attack Mr. Red.
Your
I had a
regular
really
attack.
good
Okay.
start.
Ready? On
That's-
guard.
Yes, I got 8.
All right, so
You
he's
got 7.
dead. The red guy's dead, and then you go up 1 more point. Oh, my poor little man.
Just thin the herd.
And
It's
then-
okay. It's fine.
And then this guy's gonna attack this guy with my extra, because this is my free tail whip. This is my free tail whip.
Oh, so I don't defend?
You don't, he doesn't. Does he defend with the
No,
free?
no, the tail was a free attack.
5.
Dead.
Yeah.
Grease are dead.
Yep, so 1 point.
And then
Another track.
And then that guy's gonna use his free attack. Let's
Yep.
get rid of the free attack so I don't lose track. 2.
No.
Dead.
No.
But now, can this guy shoot this guy?
Yes, you sure
I'm
can.
gonna try shooting that guy.
Now,
7.
Danny, you have an action token. If you want, you can
that's 1
spend to
point.
dodge that attack. Or you can just take the hit.
Oh, okay.
And, because he's pretty robust.
All right, I'll do that.
All right.
Okay, and now this guy can attack him.
Yep.
Like a short fight attack. And go. 6.
Damage.
Damage or dodge. Well, that you have to take. Yeah, because it's sword fighting.
Captain. And then that guy already attacked.
You
He's
can
not.
blow up a
okay.
gun. He already did his attack.
He did his attack.
Can this guy
'Cause he
move?
attacked this one.
He could still move, yeah.
But can he go into the ship? Oh, 'cause that
You
guy's
can
another-
still get your attack, yes.
Okay, so if I go in, do they share the space?
No, they
You
never
go,
share.
You can go.
yeah,
Here.
right there. Yep.
And then
And then you roll the 5 through 8.
5 through 8.
Nope.
2.
He's still
Didn't
knocking.
make it.
He's like, hello, anybody home? Okay, is that all your movie?
I think so, right? I don't think I can do anything else. I could. These guys didn't move. Doesn't matter. Does it matter?
It's not your ship.
It's not my ship. Well, it's about to be my ship. Yeah, I think I'm fine.
Okay.
I think I'm done.
All right, my turn. So I'm gonna go move this guy here, and he's gonna shoot at that guy. So 5 through 8. Oh, he missed. Bad shot. All right, this guy is gonna go boop boop, and he's gonna attack lizard guy.
Uh-oh.
So on guard lizard.
I'm a lizard.
got 3.
So move me up 1 point, and this guy goes bye bye.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
We're tied.
I'm going to move this guy, boop, boop, and I'm going to attack Lizard Captain. So on guard, Lizard Captain.
No, me.
Yep, that's you. On guard. 7. So you take 1 blast on your captain.
Got it.
And I'm going to go move this guy here and shoot at the captain. So I just need a 5 through 8 to shoot your captain.
Okay.
Yay, so take another blast token. And then I'm going to recharge to shoot at him again. Sorry, Captain. I hit him, he's dead. So your captain goes bye-bye, I get 3 points. So move me up on the track. Oh, guess who's winning?
Yep.
And who's almost at 12. So I'm gonna recharge this guy to shoot at the little green guy. Actually, shoot at the little green guy. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I missed. All right, let's do 1 more recharge, and I'm gonna sword fight with you. Danny, let's go out with a bang.
All right.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah! So I killed him, and guess where it moved my 1 point to?
Killed him, Gilbert.
And guess what happened?
Win?
I won the game.
Hey!
Oh,
I know, that's bad demo etiquette. I should let you guys win. But there you go.
No.
So this is generally how you play the basic
so cool.
version. You know, we have the little variants with that and the asteroids, but that gives you an idea of what the game is like, right?
Yeah.
It's essentially a skirmish game about killing little space people.
I love it. I definitely want to play all the variables now.
Yes.
Like, now that I know how to play, it's
I
like,
recently played Broadsides and Boarding Parties with my brother, and this is like that, but like to 11.
Yeah, Broadsides and Boarding Party, when I was a kid, I worked in a game store, like in high school, and all those games had come out, and I lusted after Broadsides. Like, I always would look at it and go, oh man, it's a big ship with these gorgeous, but I never bought it. Like, I always so I still need to.
My brother found one on eBay, and it was this whole journey to get it. So he finally.
Yeah, it was definitely though that like I looked at that game and I was like, oh, I love the idea, but it seemed it was kind of old school, right? It was like in the '80s, so that was one of the many inspirations for this game was that. So.
cool question.
Yes,
Explain to me again how you won.
I got 12 points.
Oh, it's 12 points.
Yeah, and you can set that. So
You can
depending
set
on, like,
that.
how-
So if we wanted to
that's
play a
right.
longer game, or if we wanted to make it that whoever got this and held it for so many turns, or whatever. It's all very fungible, right? Like you can kind of if you're a budding game designer, Art, then you can say, you know what, I'm making my own house rules for them, or I'll write a scenario for it. And we've actually had a couple people do that on the Board Game Geek webpage. Some people have submitted different scenarios, and yeah, if you guys want to take pictures and put them up online and share them, and then we also have a Facebook fan page that we put up news and like when a lot of people painted their miniatures and shared that, so I like to share whenever people do fun stuff. Another guy, he took all those robot tokens, these guys here, and he actually built miniatures based on the tokens, right?
Cool.
So yeah, there's all types of really cool fan stuff out there.
So this power-up says, once per game, Fanglaird can remove 2 blast markers from himself. It meant from here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And when would I get it? It could have been
On your turn, yeah. But the problem was you got pounded before you had a
before I got
chance.
my turn.
Yeah.
So if I'd been here and gone back around, I would have been able to read too.
Then you would have been able to return it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so like I said, the cards, they're two-sided, so there's different abilities. We initially did this through Kickstarter, and funded, yay. But we had some other neat things like additional captains that you could have. Like one was like a big rabbit, another was a robot.
I like rabbits.
We had dice with the icons of the factions on them. We had these really cool little plastic ray guns that you could get, and the tokens, we had plastic versions in a nice bag. So unfortunately, those aren't available, but those are out there. So if somebody's like, hey, I like the game and I want to plus it up, there's lots of good stuff out there that if you happen to track down a Kickstarter edition, they're out there. So
Sweet.
So Reed Cooper wanted to know a little bit more about how this came about and the history of the game. If you want to chat about it.
So the game came about. I worked in video games for a long time, and I initially wanted to make this idea as a video game.
Right.
And I loved the idea of like being in the ship, flying around in the ship, jumping out into outer space, flying around and doing things in outer space, and then getting into somebody else's ship and tearing it up. But at the time when I pitched it, technically this was a while ago.
Yeah.
Technically, it wasn't possible to do this. Like people kind of looked at me and went, "Well, we love the idea, but it's just not." It would like there'd be loading issues and stuff like that, right? So I was like, well, how can I make this game without having to have like millions of dollars for a video game production team, and B, how could I kind of do it myself? So the first version of this game actually had like little hero clicks as the characters, like Adam Strange and little D&D lizard men, and I drew up everything, and then I play tested the heck out of it, because that's really how you make a good game, is by iterating and have people play test it, and then I upgraded everything. I'm not bad with Photoshop, so I kind of made my own Photoshop cards and board and all that. But there's so many great ways, like you go to Print and Play or Game Crafter, you can print up like nicer versions of that. But also when I was working on it, 3D printing started to become a big thing. Yeah. And I was like, wow, I really would love to have like my characters rather than Adam Strange or some cobbled together blog. And so I commissioned an artist friend of mine to create these 3D models, and then we printed them through a group called Shapeways out in New York, and we had all the miniatures of the game. So that way, now when I showed it to people, it wasn't Adam Strange, it was an Astro Ranger. It wasn't it wasn't a Bespin cloud car pilot. It was a Star Pirate, right? So it really, like, the world and the fiction started to come together. And then I always had heard that Gen Con was the place to go to pitch games, because I had been reading about it since I was a little kid. When I'd read Dragon magazine, and in the back they would advertise Gen Con. But I'm like, oh, I'm in San Diego, Indianapolis, and Wisconsin seems so far away. But the year that I was like, you know what, gosh darn it, I want this to be a real thing. So I contacted all these different companies that made games with miniatures, and I said, I have this game with miniatures, I would love to talk to you at Gen Con. And out of the 13 people I contacted, I think like 9 of them said yes. So I went out to Gen Con in Indianapolis, my first time there, and I had the game under my arm, and I went and I showed it, and we played the game, and people looked at it, and I ended up picking up a few other interviews along the way. So I ended up talking to like 13 different companies, but 3 of them were like really serious about it. And out of the 3, the one that really got it was IDW. IDW was like, we understand, we love 1930s, we print, reprints of Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon, and they also had access to artists because they're a comic book company. And so they helped me make this become a real thing. They ran the Kickstarter, made a really cool video for the Kickstarter, and here it is, it exists. And so now you can buy it, you can get it at your favorite local gaming store, you can get it on Amazon. The price is like ridiculously cheap on Amazon right now, and it's out of print, unfortunately. So if you want to get a copy, I highly recommend getting it, because who knows? We'll see what the future will bring forth.
Absolutely. And this is a perfect time. We're gonna give one away.
Oh, awesome!
Right now. Yes. So type in the code word Rayguns. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that. Yeah, Rayguns with an S, one word, no spaces. It's not cap sensitive, so you can be as creative as you want with that, I guess.
Rayguns.
But yeah, so
are we gonna roll an attack roll to see which of the entries win?
No. We have a digital.
We got
digital thing. Okay, all right, that's fair.
Yeah,
because everybody would miss, and it'd be like, oh, we're all sad. And then Ryan's like, I get the game.
I guess it's mine. I'm sorry.
Hey, Naku got creative with the caps. Good on you.
He would.
All right, so we're gonna let that run.
Good luck, everybody. I hope one of you will win.
This is super fun. There's like this theming, like these are the sci-fi movies I grew up with, like watching with my dad and stuff, and I love.
Yeah, and it really was a genre that was kind of underserved in the board game world. Like there had been like a Buck Rogers game in the 80s, and there had been like Flash Gordon stuff from like the 30s, but there hadn't really been anything of this genre. And what I love about it is friends of mine have sent me pictures of like their kids who are like 3 and 5, and they're just playing with the miniatures. They don't care about the game. They're just like, hey, I just want to play around with these cool, brightly colored toys. And a buddy of mine, a fellow named Scott Woodard, who is a role-playing game designer, he just came out with a Flash Gordon game, and I'm like, hey, Scott, you should buy up these so you have guys for your role-playing game, right? So if you role-play like Willow does, and if you play a sci-fi campaign, you have a whole bunch of spaceships and guys to play with.
Yeah.
As we were playing, I was kind of even thinking of like how to make it role-play and like do like a part where like we're in space and doing this kind of stuff, and then there's also like another element of just like
I would love to. I mean, I have lots of ideas for what I'd love to do with it, and one of the things I would love to do with it is to have a moment where, all right, I move my ship onto the planet, and then okay, here comes the planet war.
Oh yes.
And then maybe you're either fighting monsters or looking for treasure or attacking a base or something like that. I think that would be super cool.
Art, Andrew, wow.
You should do it.
You should. Well, Art, Andrew and I were talking about doing something like that too, where we're like, because there's all the Star Wars games at all the different zoom in levels. So you're like Armada, and then you zoom into X-Wing, and then you zoom into.
I always wanted to play a day of like, let's play Rebellion, and then we'll play Armada, and then we'll play Imperial Assault. And then we'll play that Han Solo Shabbat game. Well, the whole fate of the universe will be for a Shabbat game.
All right,
do it.
We're gonna give it away. We're giving it away.
Do it.
All right, wait. Let me make sure that I'm not in it, because I don't want to win it. I mean, I want to win it, but I can't take it from you guys. So here we go. And wait, that's the wrong button. There it is. Jose!
Yay!
Congratulations, man. I think we still have your info, but
Yeah,
send
we
it
do.
to me in the Discord just in case. I'll drop that in the chat.
Is this
job,
Jose
Jose.
who lives down the street from us?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
So
you're like
Jose,
right around
if
the
you
corner.
have 10 minutes to drive to the studio and get your copy.
Ah, the keto.
Yay! Congratulations.
Good job,
Yay,
Jose.
congrats.
Congrats. I hope you enjoy it. Jose, when you get it and you play it, put your review up, particularly if it's positive. That always helps. But yeah, that's one way you can always help game designers is when you buy a game and if you like it, go on to Board Game Geek or go on to Amazon or wherever you got it from, and because reviews really help game designers. So if you guys liked if you had fun playing, review always helps me spread the word.
Perfect.
Okay,
and I'll
boys.
drop all your info in the chat again. So
Wrap
check out
it.
all the pages, all the games he's made. He's got Mr. Boss Design as another page. He's Mighty Bedbug on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep.
And everything else is self-descriptive.
Go to the Facebook and join the Rayguns and Rocketships fan page.
Nice.
Or you can just contact me through Facebook. I'm just plain old Scott Rogers on Facebook.
Definitely go buy the game because it's such a good price right now.
Yeah.
Normally games, especially because you have to build a lot of pieces, games get
It's like $70
$70,
Yeah.
but right, it's on Amazon for $26.
Yeah,
Grab
that's
yourself
Oh,
a game.
steal.
It's a steal.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Because these little guys are always they add a lot of price to board games and stuff, but you can get a really good game.
Does this box come with that campaign book as well?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Everything you see here and this stuff is what comes with the game, the regular version of the game. So I think it's a good bargain. I think it's a hell of a deal on Amazon right now.
Absolutely.
So
Okay, boys, wrap it up.
Yes.
And then tell them what the rest of the day holds and
All
tell
right.
them not to cut the stream because we're going to have a
No,
fun
we're
little
going
thing.
nowhere. We got
That's
more
right.
games. So we're going to be playing Pantone next, which is another
I'm
game.
gonna eat a
made by
sandwich.
Scott. And then towards the end of the day at 4 o'clock-ish, we will be playing Icarus, which is on Kickstarter right now. It's made by our friend Spencer Stark. He came back, if you guys remember, he came and he showed off Planet Born when he was running that around, which was also super fun as a card game tactical thing. You play it like four free for all or like 2-on-2. We played it 2-on-2, I think, when
We played it 2 and 2, yeah. It was teams.
It's really fun. But yeah, we're looking forward to Icarus. It's like an RPG thing, and then Pantone's gonna be super fun.
And then at 4 o'clock, what else is happening?
That.
sandwich.
Oh yeah, we're giving that away. We're giving away a Switch. So the Switch, it's still active right now. So you guys haven't entered to win the Switch. Let me drop that in there as well. Switch.
And Robert Fisher wants to know, Scott created Pantone 2?
Yes, I did.
So he's gonna be hanging out for a little bit more.
Yep. Yeah.
Yay.
So we're gonna be back. Hang tight with it. It's gonna be a few minutes. We'll go to the wait thing right now. We're gonna keep the cameras on so you guys can see as we're resetting stuff, or so you guys don't have to go anywhere. We're gonna keep the cameras on, and if we can, we'll jump in and chat with you guys for a little bit.
And if anybody wants to ask me anything, I am here to answer it. Whether what it's like to make board games, what it's like to make video games. I've been making games for a long time. You can tell by the beard. So ask me anything. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Cool.
So maybe let's do that. We can set up a little area and we can sit you down. Maybe we can chat to some people.
Sure, that'd be great.
Cool. So we'll be right back. Give us a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. And then we're just going to transfer over to our little wait screen, and then we flip the set around.
And Jose just says, Scott, by the way, I love Pantone. I've played it at a few parties. So
Awesome.
yay.
Thank you, Jose.
Yay.
Make sure you leave a review or post pictures of your characters. We love that too.
All right, awesome.
All right.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah.